Hey there guys, what's up? Ragtter here, welcoming you back to the Pokemon trading card game online. I have lots and lots of goodies to open today. I got a few booster pack codes and a theme deck code, and I'm very excited to crack these for you. In addition, I've also got some breakthrough packs, and I'm looking for some specific cards, so fingers crossed we're gonna get what I want. But let's start with the uncommon reward chest, which I got from this December's challenge. So we got a Celio and 5 tokens. Nothing really to lose sleep over. 90 HP, rest, heals 60 damage from this Pokemon. The Pokemon is now asleep, and it does 60 damage. Fair enough. We got 5 tokens, basically. Okay. Next up is a 5-card X and Y series booster pack. I'm going to save the breakthrough packs for last. But, let's crack this weenie 5-card pack open. Hope it's got something good inside. Come on! A Dugtrio. Well, this is a very underwhelming pack with 2 energies and 2 Pokemon. Dugtrio, 90 HP. Earthquake. This attack does 10 damage to each of your benched Pokemon for 60 damage, but it only costs 1 fighting energy. That's the big draw there. And Rock Tumble. This attack's damage isn't affected by resistance. So honestly, not the worst. Not the worst ever. And then Shadow Circle. Each Pokemon that has any Dark type attached to it, both yours and your opponent, has no weakness. So that's pretty cool. Okay. Thank you for playing X and Y base series. Alright, now a 10-card Ancient Origins pack. Come on, give me something good. Ooh. Ooh! Ooh! Oh. Vespiquen, 90 HP. This Pokemon may have up to 2 Pokemon Tool cards attached to it. And B-Drain. Heal from this Pokemon the same amount of damage you do to your opponent's active Pokemon, which is 20 on its base for 1 green energy. And Fury Swipes. Flip 3 coins. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. The Be-Revenged Vespiquen is better, but this one does have some pretty nice art, so it'll look good in your binder. Our reverse holo is Entei, which is also a rare card, and I'm very excited to see. 120 HP, with Burning Roar. Discard the top 4 cards of your deck. If any of those cards are Fire-type energy cards, attach them to your Pokemon in any way you like. That's pretty gosh darn incredible, especially if you are running a Fire-type deck, which generally stacks lots of energies for discarding purposes. And Combat Blaze. This attack does 20 more damage for each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So you're going to get a base 120 move, depending on when you play this, for 2 fire energy, which is actually really good. And if you kind of trick your opponent into playing more with a Sky Arena, this can do some pretty devastating amounts of damage, and Fire-type is really good offensively, so this Entei card is pretty great in my opinion. Now we have a Lucky Helmet. Whenever the Pokemon this card is attached to is your active Pokemon and is damaged by an opponent's attack, even if that Pokemon is knocked out, draw 2 cards. Took me a second to process that entirely, because I hadn't read it before. Well, I have read it before, but reading the description out made it sound like it was different than it actually was. It wasn't. This is an amazing trainer card to put on a bulkier Pokemon that can take some hits, or maybe on a dummy Pokemon you get on the first turn that you kind of just need to get knocked out. Next up is the Forest of Giant Plants. Each trainer's Grass-type Pokemon can evolve during his or her first turn, or the turn he or she plays those Pokemon. So, basically, this is the equivalent of Green Ramp from Magic the Gathering, or Druid Mana Acceleration from Hearthstone. And I think it's really, really cool, because it adds a lot of aggression to Grass types, which are not known for being a very aggressive type. Usually, like with the old Genesect cards and the Verzian cards, you would stack up lots of energy, you would get your Team Flare gears out, and then you would just unleash at the very end after a fairly drawn-out game. And I think this kind of accelerates the Grass-type meta in a way, but I don't know. I'll have to see if there are good Grass types beyond Vespiquen to use that with. So next up we have Porygon 2, my man. 80 HP with Sharpen for 20 damage and Tri-Attack. Flip 3 coins, this attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. I wonder what the Porygon Z card that goes with this is. Also, Porygon 2 has more HP than that, come on. Come on! Anyway, now we have a little Goomy. The Saluting Golurk. Chillin' Meowth. Unknown, a surprisingly good card. Basically, you can discard this card from your bench, it doesn't give your opponent a prize card, and you get to draw a card. So, you get a Pokemon, in your discard pile, which is excellent for strategies like the Be Revenge Vespiquen, and you get to draw something, which is excellent. And Persian, looking very sneaky, gosh. Okay, next up, let's crack open the Ocean's Core theme deck. So this comes with Barboach and Feebas and Fire-type energy. Whoa, okay, my scroll wheel's a little broken, so that's why that freaked out there. We also got a Kyogre coin. So a bunch of Fire-type energy. Got a Horsey with Bubble. Flip a coin. If edge, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. Mudkip with Tackle and Mudslap. Spheal. When are we going to get to the evolved Pokemon? You got switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. Torchic with Ember. Flip a coin. If tails, discard a Fire-type energy attached to this Pokemon for 20 damage. Vulpix with 60 HP and Roar. Your opponent switches his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon. Her benched Pokemon with Gnaw for 10 damage. Lots of Vulpix in this deck. A bunch of Water-type energy. 12 apparently. A couple Acrobikes. Look at the top 2 cards of your deck and put one of them into your hand. Discard the other card. I like that very much. Combuskin with 80 HP. Quick attack. Flip a coin. If heads, this attack does 20 more damage for a potential of 40, but base 20. And Spiral Kick for 30. What's that little shield down there? What's that mean? You get a couple Combuskins and an Evo Soda. Search your deck for a card that evolves from one of your Pokemon and put it onto that Pokemon. This counts as evolving that Pokemon. Shuffle your deck afterward. You can't use this card during your first turn or on a Pokemon that was put into play this turn. A fresh water set, heal 20 damage from each of your Pokemon. Marshtomp with 90 HP. Mudslap once again, and Endeavor. Flip 2 coins, this attack does 20 more for each head, so at a base 40, in a theme deck you can do worse, but for 3 energy that's really inefficient. Professor Birch's Observations, always a good trainer card to have, or supporter card rather. Shuffle your hand into your deck and flip a coin. If heads, draw 7 cards. If tails, draw 4. And you might think, well, why is that good? That's such a huge difference. And it's good because if your hand is nearing emptiness, or if you're at about 4 cards, getting 4 new cards for the potential of getting 7, it's worth it. Professor's Letter. Search your deck for up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. Pretty standard card for any energy-heavy deck. Rough Seas. Once during each player's turn, that player may heal 30 damage from each of his or her water and electric types. I almost said flying. This is, again, just pretty much a staple if you're looking for, or if you're looking to run water and electric type decks, because those Pokemon generally need lots of healing, especially electric type decks, where the Pokemon may be a bit more fragile or prone to damaging themselves. Next up you have Seadra. That's some cool card art. 80 HP with Knockout Needle. Flip 2 coins. If both of them are heads, this attack does 40 more damage. In a theme deck, the potential of 50 damage for 1 energy is pretty good. And then Water Gun for 30. You have Celio. Another Celio, 90 HP, with Freezing Headbutt. Flip a coin. If heads, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed with Aurora Beam for 50. You got Teammates. This is another pretty good supporter card. You can play this card only if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. Search your deck for up to 2 cards and put them into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. Generally just capitalizing on your opponent taking prize cards. Tierno. Draw 3 cards. Standard. And now the big boy, Kyogre. 130 HP with Spring Tides. Flip a coin until you get tails. This attack does 30 damage times the number of heads. Potentially really good, potentially also really bad. Ocean Cyclone for 80 damage. This attack does 10 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. It costs 4 energy, so that's not really the most efficient. And with a 4 retreat cost and no resistance, there are better cards than this Kyogre. But for the ace in a theme deck, this is pretty good. Then you have Walrein with 150 HP. Knock Over. You may discard any stadium card in play for 50 damage. Or Frozen Splash. If your opponent's active Pokemon is a fighting type Pokemon, this attack does 70 more damage. Now 140 for 4 is really efficient, so Walrein is a pretty good answer to fighting type Pokemon in this deck. Very handy to have. Wishcash with the Alpha Growth. When you attach an energy card from your hand to this Pokemon, except with an attack ability or trainer card, you may attach 2 energy cards. So that's pretty gosh darn efficient. Especially considering you have Water Gun for 3 energy but doing 40 damage, and Earthquake, 120 damage, but it does 20 damage to each of your benched Pokemon. So take that as you will. Another Kyogre, this one looks to be quite holographic though, so that's pretty neat. And then Milotic, 110 HP, with the ability Sparkling Ripples. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put a random card from your discard pile into your hand. Pretty good if you need a bit of recycling, like let's say you battle Compressor in your... Oh, what was that card? It was an Execute. It was an Execute that you could put into the discard pile, but then you could put it back into your hand. I can't remember what this card's good for. Aqua Swirl. You may have your opponent switch his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon for 60 damage. So that's the theme deck you get if you buy the Kyogre Primal Clash theme deck. So if you consider that worth it, then by all means. It's got some good supporter cards in there that you might not be able to, or might not be willing to trade for. And it's got Rough Seas, which is kind of a rare card, so you do what you want. We got 2 Clefairies. And a Jinx! Jinx, 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 Jinx. 70 HP with Victory Kiss. Once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is on your bench, you may heal 10 damage from your active Pokemon. Not the best, but not the worst. At least Jinx is a basic Pokemon you can just play. And Hug. 3 energy for 30 damage, which is really inefficient, but the defending Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. So I guess Jinx might have its place in, like, a draft format, maybe. The real ace here is Karina, the very valuable card for any fighting type deck. Search your deck for a fighting type Pokemon and an item card, reveal them and put them into your hand, shuffle your deck afterward. And then we have a Golett and 2 Clefairies. 2 Clefairies. Okay, so we'll be done with that. Now. Oh, I have even more than I realized. Okay, let's get the 5-card Phantom Forces out of the way. I didn't even know I had these. They must be login bonuses. Okay. Oh, another Goomy. Oh, I've been looking for those. Nice. Venomoth, 90 HP with Dizzying Wind. Whenever your opponent plays a trainer card from his or her hand, during his or her next turn, your opponent flips a coin. If tails, that card has no effect. Your opponent still discards that card. Potentially very disruptive, especially in Trick Room decks. And Noxious Scales. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused and poisoned. 50 damage for 3 energy is not very efficient, but Confusion and Poison is a pretty good and potentially lethal combo, so again, in a draft format, I think this Venomoth is potentially very strong. Now this Golbat is what I'm most excited for. 70 HP with Sneaky Bite. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon. Being able to get any amount of damage for free onto your opponent's bench or active Pokemon is game-breaking. That 10 damage can make the difference between winning a game, or sorry, that 20 damage can make the difference between winning a game or having your Mega Magnetric EX knocked out at short before your victory, for instance. So having these, the back cards, it's not essential, but a lot of decks do rely on them to mete out the last bits of damage that are really needed in order to pick up KOs. It's a lot like Stealth Rocks and Spikes if you play Battle Spot singles or Smogon tier OU and UU and RU and U and PU. Now we have a happy little Krabby, a Muna, and a happy little Goomy. Let's open the next one. Come on, give me something good. Well, that was underwhelming. But at least we got another Lampent, and these are pretty valuable, because, and only because, of this Night March. So, the reason Night March is good is, you discard this Lampent, you always discard it, you don't evolve it from the Litwick, you discard it, and it powers up your other Night March users. So, it having that Night March attack inherently makes it valuable. But, Lampent is not good for anything else other than being discarded. Make no mistake. Alright, now a 5-card breakthrough. Now, like I said, ooh, Staryu! I do have my fingers crossed for a specific card out of this set. I'm crossing my toes too. I'll cross my eyes for a second. And let's go. This is not what I wanted, but that is a cool card art. So we have Smeargle with 70 HP and Second Coat. Once during your turn before you attack, you may switch a basic energy attached to your active Pokemon with a different type of basic energy from your discard pile. So if you're running a dual color deck, or even, and I've never really heard of this having much success, but a tri or quad, or I don't even want to imagine the possibilities beyond that. But let's stick with dual. You're running a dual energy type of deck. This can be very good for ensuring that your active Pokemon always has the type of energy that you need. Next up is Fisherman. Oh, and it also attacks for 30 damage. Fisherman! Put 4 basic energy cards from your discard pile into your hand. Considering how powerful mill decks are these days, and how discarding your own deck is very powerful to thin it out, having this Fisherman get you back 4 energy cards is incredibly powerful. It's become a very quick staple in the current meta. At least I think so. I don't know if professionals would say otherwise. My boy Staryu just chilling out. Just having a good old time sitting in the sea. A happy little Pancham. And a sleepy little Fennekin. You're so cute. Okay, next up. Come on. Okay. That's not the card I thought it was. But I'll take it. We have a Parasect with 100 HP and colorful spores. Choose 3 of your Pokemon. For each of those Pokemon, search your deck for a different type of basic energy card and attach it to that Pokemon. So again, it seems like this breakthrough set is really encouraging multiple energy types within your deck building. I don't know how I feel about that. I wonder if there are other cards in the set that make it quite viable. And Exeter. 2 energy, 30 damage, flip a coin, if heads, this attack does 30 more damage. And a very interesting card art. I'm not really sure where Parasect is. Is it like in the Team Aqua Lab? Ah, well. New art for Floatstone. The Pokemon this card is attached to has no retreat cost. This can be very powerful in decks with very retreat-heavy Pokemon. It's just generally a good card to have 1 or 2 copies of. You can't really go wrong with it, but it is kind of a passive card, so if your deck is more aggressive, you might want to give this one a pass. And we have a happy little Munchynaxu, a creepy Ghastly, and a Magnemite. There's actually a Magnemite from this set that I do like very much. It's not this one, but it's still some cool card art. Alright, let's go. Ooh, Noibat. Chatot, 70 HP, seeing your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. And Aerial Ace. Flip a coin, if heads, this attack does 30 more damage. Fairly underwhelming, all things considered. I wonder why this is considered rare. Huh. And then we have a Vanillish. Pansage. I love this card art. He's like, how you doing? Noibat and a Chespin. Okay. I think there are 2 more of the 4-card energies. Oh, we got 2. Oh. Hello. Oh. Okay, hold on. I gotta turn my head sideways again. Zoroark Break. Zoroark Break retains the attacks, abilities, weaknesses, resistance, and retreat cost of its previous evolution. It also has Foul Play. Choose one of your opponent's active Pokemon's attacks and use it as this attack. That is awesome. That's awesome. Especially because the Zoroark card I think this evolves from is really good on its own. So having this just makes it 100 times better. I'm really happy with this pull. Why are the Pokemon Break cards golden? I don't understand. But I love it though, it's awesome. And then we have Gengar. With 130 HP, it has the attack Sinister Fog. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. Put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. That's potentially really devastating. Like, you can combine that with a lot of different things to pick up some passive KOs. And then Creepshow. If your opponent's active Pokemon has 3 or more damage counters on it, that Pokemon is knocked out? I'm sorry. What? Hold the... What? That's incredible. That's astounding! Hold on. I need to think about this. This Gengar is a Stage 2 Pokemon. So that means it does take some time to set up. But if you combine this with things like Crobat, because by the time Crobat is fully evolved, at least one Pokemon on your opponent's side is going to have multiple damage counters. And then there's Gengar EX that spreads damage counters. Oh my god, you can bypass incredible HP pools with this Gengar. And now, does this break through Focus Sash too? Because that's a big thing. If this goes through Focus Sash, I could see this Gengar being a huge meta threat. I'm very excited about this Gengar now. I like it a lot. And then we have Glalie Spirit Link. Your turn does not end if the Pokemon this card is attached to becomes Mega Glalie EX. Got a cute little Remoraid. Oh, I was looking for these. I was looking for Remoraid cards, so I'm very happy to have this, actually. And a cute little Ralts eating a thingy. Okay, that's all the 4 cards done. We got 2 10 cards left. Let's hope for something as amazing as that Zoroark break, because that was awesome. That was super cool. Oh, the Magnemite I wanted. Nice. And the Haunter. Oh my god, this is a good pack. Oh, a Florges. I haven't seen a Florges in a while. Each of your Pokemon's attacks cost 1 Fairy type less. Stage 2, this is not the best, but that has the potential to be really powerful. Especially when you combine that with, not Mega Gardevoir EX, because that one relies on having lots of energy attached to it, but regular Gardevoir EX can start to do damage a lot sooner because of that. And I guess you can actually just attack sooner. Like, I think the point of this Florges is to eliminate the need of having double colorless energy in your deck, which I don't really know how I feel about that, but it's definitely a cool idea. And I do like this Florges card art too, it's very cool. And then our reverse holo is Wobbuffet. And the reverse holo actually makes it look very shiny. It's a very cool card. Mirror Barrier. Flip a coin. If heads, prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks during your opponent's next turn. And Rolling Tackle, 450. Then we have Piloswine with 100 HP and Push Down. Your opponent switches his or her active Pokemon with one of his or her benched Pokemon, and it does 30 damage. And Gathering Footsteps. This attack does 10 more damage for each colorless energy in the retreat cost of your Swinub, Piloswine, and Mamoswine. Well, I can see how that could be pretty gosh darn good. 3 energy for base 30 is not that great though. I don't know. I'll have to see how much damage that's really capable of before I make a judgment. But right now, that's okay. Skyla. Search your deck for a trainer card, reveal it, and put it into your hand. Shuffle your deck afterward. Always good to have, especially if you run very trainer heavy decks. Now the Haunter. 70 HP with Gothic Fear. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon, you may leave both active Pokemon confused. And Poison Ring. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. That Pokemon can't retreat during your opponent's next turn. It seems like this whole line is actually really powerful. I'm very impressed by the Ghastly Haunter and Gengar line from this. I definitely want to play with them. For a fact and for true. And you have a Happy Skiddo. The Magnemite I was looking for, because I think this is a direct tie to the Magnezone from this set. And it's very cool. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, the retreat cost is 1 less for each Magnemite on your bench. So having just another Magnemite makes this thing able to retreat for free, which is the best. The Happy Pancham again, another Remoraid that I was looking for, and a Teddiursa. Okay, last pack of the whole night. Fingers crossed. Toes crossed. Everybody cross your toes with me. Cross your fingers. Cross your eyes. Here we go. Smeargle. Come on, Smeargle. Don't do me like that. Our reverse holo is Judge. Just gotta ignore the Smeargle. Each player shuffles his or her hand into his or her deck and draws 4 cards. This is like the replacement for N, because you used to be able to use N to disrupt your opponent's hand momentum, and now that N is no longer standard, you can instead use Judge, and you can use it to basically kill a lot of the momentum your opponent might be gathering, while also maybe getting back some of your own, so very cool. My boy Starmie, look at my Starmie! Deep Sea Swirl, shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw 7 cards. And Balance Bind. If you and your Pokemon have the same number of benched Pokemon, your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. I think the Starmie is best in a draft format, because I don't really see it having a place in, like, standard meta. I don't think it's quite good enough to get there. But if you're picking this out of a booster pack for a draft, I think it could find a home in your deck. I think it's pretty good. And then we have Pinsir with 100 HP with Overhead Throw. This attack does 20 damage to one of your benched Pokemon. One of your benched Pokemon. Okay. Took me a second to realize quite what Pinsir was implying there. With Heavy Suplex, this attack does 20 more damage for each colorless in your opponent's active Pokemon retreat cost. So basically this Pinsir is supposed to go up against big heavy threats and try and take them out. Not the best, but certainly not the worst card. Then you have Brigitte. Search your deck for 1 basic Pokemon EX or 3 basic Pokemon except for Pokemon EX and put them onto your bench. Shuffle your deck afterward. I think this is also really powerful. I don't know if it's quite gotten the attention I think it deserves yet, but it's definitely a card worth looking out for. Keep your eye out for Brigitte. It might give your opponent a lot more momentum if you're not expecting it. And then you have Noibat, looking so happy and cute. Look at it, I want to give it kisses. Teddiursa, Chespin, Axew, and Pancham. Well, we opened a ton tonight. We opened an absolute metric ton, in fact. And I had a lot of fun. We got a lot of good stuff. We got some cards I was looking for. Not everything I wanted, but that's okay. I didn't need... Well, I don't need any of these, but I wanted a Raikou card that I've had my eye on for quite a while, but it's okay. I do have some more trade fodder now, pretty pleased about that. And we got that very fascinating Zoroark card, which I'm definitely going to have to see about playing with. It's very cool, very cool. I'll let you guys know how it goes. I think I said that right. Anyway, if you have enjoyed this booster pack opening, then please leave a like and a comment down below telling me how much fun you've had exactly. And I will see you next time as we return to the Pokemon trading card game online to open more boosters and have more fun. Until next time, thanks for watching, take care, and have a good one. Bye-bye!